After many years of being in industrial real estate, I wanted to ensure that the investors know what they're investing in. Many people invest in multifamily because they can relate to it. They live in a house or they rented a house. Very understandable or very relatable. Industrial real estate is not as relatable. A lot of people don't understand it until you explain to them that a lot of the products they use every day comes from an industrial building. And so it's important to me for investors to understand the key differences because a lot of investors don't know and don't recognize that there are some massive benefits to being invested in industrial real estate. And so that's why it's important for me to educate them.
And if you're talking to a first-time investor, what is it that you want them to know about investing in industrial real estate?
My entire business and career had only really one focus in mind, and that is to create wealth. And you don't do that with buying and flipping properties. You do that with a sustainable business. When we look at industrial real estate, long-term contracts, long-term leases, those attributes of industrial real estate allows us to focus on growing the company and not necessarily always being focused on the management and the intensity of management and tenants moving in and out on a consistent basis. And so there are some key differences if you want to build wealth, long-term stable returns. That's what industrial real estate has provided to us. And so one of the key differences from our standpoint is there's a lot of unknowns when it comes to multifamily or other investments or in real estate. And not to suggest that multifamily isn't a good investment. It's a very good investment. We've been in it for several years. But industrial has proven to us to provide that sort of forecast and that ability to project on how we're going to do because of those long-term contracts. And of course, the risks of costs being diminished by the fact that the tenants are looking after that. So that's why it's important for you to understand the differences between industrial and maybe some other investments that are out there.